Good morning. Welcome to day 6, August 8th, 2025. So Sarah's going to stay at base camp. I'm going to head up towards Forester Pass, go to my tent site I was at last year, make sure my mug is gone, and then depending on how I feel, maybe go to the pass. Just an amazing morning weather-wise. Much nicer than my last approach to Forester Pass last year. The sun is out. I already had to put sunscreen on. And I had the luxury of just having a day pack built out. So very light pack. I've passed a couple groups of backpackers. Could be some folks just getting started on their JMT journey or just out here section hiking, who knows. But yeah, this is going to be a gorgeous morning to hit Forester Pass, and the views, oh man, incredible. All right, it's 9 o'clock. This was all snow last year, so it's a real treat having a snow-free Forester Pass. I did a brief cursory look around where I thought I camped, but I'll download my GPX track because it's funny, I thought I knew exactly where it was. I have a general idea, but I feel like I'm not finding the exact rock shelf. So I'll download a GPX to double check. Of course, everything looks different because there was definitely snow around. So I'll double check, make sure my mug isn't there, but I'll do that on the way down. I've got momentum, so let's keep going up the pass. Doesn't look like it from here, but there is a way up. Just for a little perspective, you see the trail down there, and a hiker I passed is making his way up. It's a lot bigger in person. All right, top of Forester Pass, highest point on the PCT, this time with no snow. Much different trail experience. So, gonna hang out here for a little bit, but then head back down. Sarah and I are gonna do some miles today, go through Bighorn Plateau, and get set up at a base camp where I can go into the Wright Lake, Wallace Lake, Toledo Lake Basin. So this was a gorgeous day for this, especially with just a day pack. So gonna hang out here for a minute and then start making our way down. Amazing.
So it's just before 10 and I just heard from Brian that, if I understood correctly, he was at the top of Forester Pass. I've just been relaxing in the tent, working on my sock. I'm trying a pattern so I have a base pattern of a sock that I've made many times, but I'm trying like this striped method called helical knitting, and I forgot to watch the video right before I left. So I did a bunch of rows and they weren't quite right. So I ripped it all back and I'm starting again. So I did that this morning. I kind of organized some stuff and now I'm just relaxing, listening to my audiobook, finishing my coffee. And then Brian said he's on his way back from Forester Pass, and then I'll pack up probably in like an hour or so. He's been gone for about 2 hours. Pack up, and then we're going to head to our new campsite.
All right, so after 10, heading back down from Forester Pass. I was able to download my GPX track from last year, so I know exactly where my campsite is. Gotta make sure the mug isn't there, and then link back up with Sarah. Probably a little afternoon, 1 o'clock, I imagine. I'll be back at our base camp, and then we'll hike for about 4 miles to our new base camp. So almost right at the top of the pass, I passed 2 folks working their way up. I waited for him at the top to take some photos for them, but he pulled out this old picture, on like developed film of him when he summited in 1978. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's where the trail goes, up that notch. That's where we're coming down from. All right, so the trail up to Forester Pass is right across that notch there at the top. Okay, so my Garmin InReach Mini 2 has all of my GPX tracks on it. So it has them all from my thru hike last year. So I figured out which day I was up here last year, was able to download the GPX track to my phone and to my Gaia app, so I know exactly where to look. It's all a little bit confusing because there was snow up here, so I thought I was camped further away from the trail, but now I'm really not sure. Maybe I wasn't, because the snow makes you don't even really know where the trail is. So once I get to that termination point of my track, I'm going to really scour around, try and figure out exactly where I camped and look for my mug. All right, I'm in the general vicinity where I camped last year. I remember getting water over here. I feel like one of these boulders was my shelter from the wind, so I'm gonna do a good look around here. All right, this is definitely the spot where I squeezed in my tent last year, and that rock where my backpack is on, that's where I think I left my coffee mug. So I'm just gonna take a look around with snow and marmots or whatever. They may have moved it a bit, but I'll make sure it's not up here. Hopefully someone camped here and saw it and picked it up, but it's good to be back and to see for myself, with the bonus of getting on top of Forester Pass on a fantastic day. So I'm just gonna walk around here, make sure it didn't get dragged or blown away, and then keep on heading down to Sarah. Okay, I took a good look around the whole area. It's not here, so someone must have seen it at some point and picked it up. So thank you to whoever did that. Yeah, now that I've been here a while, this is exactly the site I remember, even though there was a lot more snow. So I'm gonna get back on the trail and keep making my way down. Get a nice view of Mount Whitney. Sarah and I will be going up and over that in a few days. Okay, we're traversing the Bighorn Plateau, one of the most amazing spots in all the Sierras, as far as I'm concerned. Not part of the High Sierra Trail. This is another reason why we deviated, just so we could get up here and see this. You could even, if you're real adventurous, you could camp up here. This pond always has water. It would be quite a spot to camp. Just amazing. We're getting more up close views of Whitney. Mount Whitney right there. And that's where we're going to be headed in a couple of days when we exit the trail. Just for some perspective, you can see a hiker coming to us way off in the distance. That's how big this place is. Always love getting a peek at my favorite mountain, Mount Williamson. It's a 14,000 footer. There's no real trail to get to it. It's quite an adventure. Done it a few times. I loved it so much, even got a tattoo of it. So nice to see Mount Williamson live and in person.